Good morning, everybody out there in Mathland. Today we will be talking about understanding degrees. Now, I know that usually for degrees we talk about temperature, but degrees is also the unit of measurement that we use in order to measure how big a circle is, or I'm sorry, not a circle, an angle is. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, the reason why clocks are on this page, we're not going to be telling time exactly today, but it's interesting to think about a clock because a clock goes all the way around, right? It's usually a circle. An entire circle, a circle, is 360 degrees. So a circle, when you go all around it, is 360 degrees. That's how much it measures. So when we think of a clock, I might not necessarily be using these pictures of clocks, but I'll be drawing my own. When you have a clock like this, okay, and let's say that the hour hand is right here, minute hand is right there, okay. This right here accounts for 15 minutes, right? And that is 1/4 of an hour. It's 15 minutes because there's 4 15-minute segments in a 60-minute hour. So we call this, the fact that the minute hand went 1/4 of it, we call that a quarter turn, 1/4 turn. Okay, it only went that much of it. And a quarter turn, as you can see, forms a 90-degree angle, a right angle. So that's 90 degrees in 15 minutes. We can also have right here, right here, this is half an hour, which is a half turn, 30 minutes. And 90 plus 90, because it would be like a straight angle, that'd be 180 degrees, okay? We also have a 3/4 turn. That's when you go from here all the way over here. That's 15, 15, and 15. So that's 45 minutes. That means you have gone 3/4 of an hour. That's a 3/4 turn. And that would be 90 plus 90 plus 90, which would make 270 degrees. And then the last one is when you have gone all the way back to the beginning. So the two little minute hand and hour hand are on top of each other. You've gone all around. That means that you have done one full turn. So 4 out of 4, and that's the entire circle, meaning 360 degrees. That's something to keep in mind for when we start looking at this page, okay? Now, angles are measured in units called degrees. Think of dividing a circle into 360 equal parts. An angle that turns through 1/360th of a circle measures only 1 degrees, and it is called a 1-degree angle. A full turn through this entire circle is 360 degrees. So this right here, this is a tiny little 1-degree angle. Obviously, it's acute because acute angle is anything less than a right angle, so 90 degrees. Anything less than 90. A circle all around is made of tiny 1-degree angles. They go all around right next to each other until they go around the whole way. One little portion of that would be 1 degree. 1 out of 360 of a circle. That's a 1-degree angle. Now right here, it says find the measure of an angle, right? So an angle that runs 1 out of 360 of a circle measures, give me a second. That would measure 1 degree, right? Because if it goes 1 out of 360, that means that it's only 1 degree. So if you have an angle that goes 20 out of 360, it means that it's 20 degrees. So the measure of the angle is 20 degrees. As you know, that's the little symbol, it's a little circle over there. It is a circle, don't make it a dot, it is a circle. Right here it says find the measure of this right angle. Well, this is what we need to think about. This little symbol means that this is a right angle, all right angles are exactly 90 degrees. This is how you can think about it. If this was a clock, okay, and we divide the clock into fourths, this would only be 1/4. So it would only be 1/4. So what do you have to multiply 4 by to get to 360? You would have to multiply it by 90. 4 times 90 equals 360. You do the same to the top and bottom. So it would be 90 degree angles. 1/4 turn, 1/4 of the circle. It makes sense. So write 90 out of 360 in degrees. An angle that turns 90, 360 as of a circle measures 90 degrees. That could have been your clue right there without having to worry about so many things. Now over here, find the measure of the angle. So very simple, guys. If they're telling you that is 60 out of 360 degrees, that means that it's a 60-degree angle because it is 60 out of 360, 60 degrees. Over here, they only told us is 1/8 of the circle. So how can I find how many degrees that is? No panicking. All I have to figure out is what times 8 gives me 360. All you have to do, so 8 times what? Divide. 360 divided by 8. 8 into 36, I know that's at least 4 times. 4 times 8 is 32. I subtract and get 4, drop to 0. 8 into 40, that's 5 times. 8 times 5, 40, 0. So it's 8 times 45. So if you wrote that on the bottom, you also have to write that on the top. 1 times 45, 45. That is a 45-degree angle. We're going to practice this more, so no worries, okay? Here we go. Find the measures of the angle. These ones are easy because if they tell you 85 out of 360, then that's just 85 degrees. You don't have to do a lot of thinking for that one. They already told you the denominator. If this is 120 over 360, then this is a 120-degree angle. Over here, it's 45 out of 360, so this is a 45-degree angle. Okay, you don't really have to measure any of these angles. They tell you what the measurement is. You just have to find it. 1/9 of a circle. This is where we have to do some fractions. So what is 1/9 multiplied by in order to get 360? Well, I know that there's a basic fact that says 9 times something is 36, and that's 9 times 4. So because there's a 0 here, that would be 9 times 40. 9 times 40 is 360, right? So whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. So 1 times 40, 40. This angle is 40 degrees. Over here, this one, I don't want you to worry about doing this fraction because I just want you to think about this. This is a straight angle. See, it's half a turn. Half of 360 would be 180. 180 over 360. It's half. It's a good one to memorize. 1/5. Okay. 1/5 has to be multiplied by what in order to get to 360? Okay, I have to divide because I don't know that at the top of my head. So 360 divided by 5. 5 doesn't fit into 3, but it fits into 36 7 times. 7 times 5 is 35. Here's 1. Drop to 0. 5 into 10, 2 times. So it is 72. 72 degrees for that one. A circle is divided into 8 equal parts. What is the measure of the angle that turns through 2 of those parts? Okay, no panicking. So if I take a circle and I divide it into 8 parts, okay, and what is the measure of the angle that turns to 2 parts? So this one and this one, 2 parts. What is that, guys? A right angle, 90 degrees. A circle is divided into 4 equal parts. What is the measure of the angle that runs through 3 parts? So this one, this one, this one. Okay, so that's a 3/4 turn, 3 out of 4. When you think about 360, that's 3. What times 4 equals 360? That's times 90. 3 times 90 is 270. So it's a 270-degree angle. Might be a good idea for you guys to memorize 90, 100, 270, 360. Those are the 4 quarters of a circle. Classify the angle as right, straight, acute, or obtuse. Okay. If you had that little page that had your angles, the little box that had your angles, that would be super cool because that's going to help you quite a bit. If it's 30 degrees, that means that is less than 90. That's an acute angle. 120 is more than 90 and less than 180, so this is an obtuse angle. 90 degrees exactly is a right angle, and 180 exactly is a straight angle, okay? 15. Both circles are divided into sixths. Your friend says the measure of angle D is greater than the measure of angle C. Is your friend correct? No, your friend is not correct, and this is why. It doesn't matter that this circle is smaller than that circle. It is still 1/6 of the circle. That means that these two angles are actually equal in measurement, okay? They're both 1/6 of a circle. It doesn't matter that the circle is smaller than the other. A circle is still 360 degrees all the way around, no matter its size. So if you're still just looking at 1/6 of the circle, these two are actually the same. So no, they are not different, okay? Over here, does each figure show the same angle? If not, which two angles are shown? No, it does not show the same angle, okay? Because over here, the lines are on top of each other. That means there's not actually an angle here. This is 0 degrees. It hasn't gone around. This one has actually gone all around. That's what this little red circle means, that it went all around. So this was 360 degrees, and that's 0. Okay, almost done. Spokes divide the Ferris wheel into 20 equal parts. What is the angle measure of one part? Okay, so if I were to divide that Ferris wheel, which that Ferris wheel is in the shape of the circle, we know that. So what would we have to do to figure out the measurement of only 1/20th of that? It's simple. So we know that it would have to be, write a fraction that represents 1 part, because the Ferris wheel has 20 parts. 1 part can be 1 out of 20, right? So we take that 1 out of 20 and we have to turn it into the 360. What times 20 gives me 360? That's 2 times 18. So it's 20 times 18 is 360. So that would be 18 degrees, okay? So the angle measure of one part of this thing is 360, is 18 degrees, sorry. The game spinner is divided into 10 equal parts. What is the angle measure of one part? So 1 out of 10 into 360. What times 10 equals 360? Times 36. 10 times 36, 360. So that would be a 36-degree angle measure. A circular quesadilla is cut into 8 equal pieces. 5 pieces are eaten. What is the angle measure formed by the remaining pieces? So that means if you have 3/8 of the pizza left and you're trying to turn it into degrees out of 360, you have to see 360 divided by 8. Now we did do that already in our previous page. 360 divided by 8 was 45. So 8 times 45 is 360. You got to do the same to the top. So we have to do 3 times 45. So 45 times 3. 3 times 5 is 15, carry 1. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So there's a 135-degree angle left in those 3 quesadilla pieces, because it was 3 out of 8. That's where I got this, 3 out of 8. And then I have to figure out how much was that out of 360. I had to make an equivalent fraction. So I said, okay, so if 8 times 45 equals 260, then 3 times 45 equals 135. That's how I knew that. Last problem. Dig deeper. When a light wave hits an object, the object reflects a colored light at an angle to your eye. The color of the reflected light is the color you see. That's just a science fact. what fraction of a circle is shown by this angle, okay? So they're showing me 30 degrees right there, okay? Give me 1 second. So right here, they're showing you 30 degrees. How do I explain that? This is how. So an angle that measures 30 degrees has gone through 1 degree angles out of 360. See, the whole thing. So this is about 1/12 of a circle, okay? So what fraction of a circle is shown by the angle? Well, if I know that it's 30, I'm gonna do it again, 30 out of 360, how can I make that its smallest degree possible? You know, what fraction of a circle am I seeing? Well, we know that fractions are taken out of 1 degree, degrees in circles are formed by 1 degree angles that all together make 360. So it's kind of going backwards. 30 divided by what number gives you 1? That would be 30 divided by 30. So if you divide 360 by 30, you will get what this denominator is, okay? Now there's a basic fact here. 36 divided by 3, that's 12, and then I take the 0. I'm sorry, the 0 is already there, so I don't need the 0. Right here, 1/12. So that's the fraction of a circle that 30 degrees is, okay? There we go. Now, the homework for this will be posted online. Make sure you have your lesson with you. Watch the video first, of course, always and forever, and then do the homework and have a parent check it before you submit it. And then we'll be good to go. Remember, if you have those little boxes from the lessons all cut up and put into one piece of maybe construction paper, something like that, I would love to see it. I already have one student who did it. Congratulations to that student. I won't be naming her quite yet because I don't know if I have permission to do that, but she knows who she is. Thank you for showing me that picture. Okay, see ya.